and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, here with your readings for March the 9th through the 22nd. Guys, this is a 2-week reading. I won't have time next week to do all 12 videos, so this is for 2 weeks. I will, however, do some live feeds next week. So check the notification bell so that you don't miss those. Now, oh yes, this is a general reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Check out your sun, moon and rising below in the show more section, or if it's not there, the end of this video there'll be the March playlist and you can find other videos in there. So if you'd like a personal reading, click on here and that will take you to my website. You can see the kind of readings I offer. Oh, that's my sales pitch over, guys. Oh, you might be interested in my astrology group on Facebook. It's a private astrology group and I do live readings in there twice a month. One that correlates with the full moon. I just did one on Friday for this full moon. And I'll be doing one in a couple of weeks for the new moon coming up. So, you know, it's private. It's a lovely, positive group. You know, just ask to join that if you want to, you know, participate. It's great. Guys, there is definitely crossover here, so check out your sun, moon and rising in the show more section below. And the first card out for you guys is the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is like, I always say it's nirvana, it's happy ending, it's like all your needs being met, it's like, you know, feeling connected with family, with friends, whatever this is. This is a beautiful, beautiful, you know, it's a rainbow with like chalices and it's just gorgeous. It's like a really, well, look, you know, you are feeling this full moon because you are, your sign and all these planets, you've got Jupiter in your sign right now, and you've got Mars coming in, and you've got Pluto and Saturn, and they're trining this full moon in Virgo. So you're going to feel this emotional connection and happiness and feeling fulfilled, right? And then the two cards are clarifying it is the Sun and the Empress. And these are two fabulous cards too. Now the sun is beautiful, shining on you. And this is like reminding you to let your inner child come out, be joyous and free and happy. This is all about living in joy and living in the light, right? And don't forget, on the 19th, the sun moves into Aries. So it's like spring is sprung, darling. The equinox, the spring equinox is here. Daylight has battled and won nighttime, darkness. And you have, look, you've got Venus, the divine feminine, the Empress, the Queen of Queens, Gaia, right? This is about being connected to nature. It's also about allowing your divine feminine, even if you're a guy, letting that feminine side come out, that sensuality, the creativity, receive. It's about receiving. It's about receiving love. It's about receiving abundance. It's about receiving all the wonders that life has to offer. It's about opening your arms and saying, here I am, I'm taking it. Capricorn, this is just divine energy coming in here. Now, the next card out for you is the Temperance card, right? And the Temperance card also has, you know, it also has a rainbow in it. It's fabulous, the Temperance card, but this is asking you to temper everything. You've got to be really, listen, Jupiter's at play. We can overdo things in Jupiter, right? We also have Neptune as well. Neptune can be like confusion, and we can be all over the place. So this is saying, the Temperance card is saying, look, this is your mantra for the next 2 weeks. Everything in moderation. That's your mantra. Moderate everything. Moderate. Don't overdrink. Don't overwork. Don't overplay. Don't overdo anything, either good or bad. Keep everything in balance. It's all about balancing everything, this card. Now, clarifying this card, you have 2 cards. You have the 7 of Cups, and you have the World. Now, the 7 of Cups is Neptune's confusion, right? It's kind of not knowing in which direction to go. It's not, maybe you've got several things that you're doing. Maybe you've got hobbies. Maybe you're studying. Maybe you're working. You're doing, and maybe you're like, should I do this? Should I do that? It's like so confusing. And sometimes it's like everybody's giving you an opinion. You can be hearing everyone's opinion, but what I think when the 7 of Cups comes in, 7 is introspective, and this full moon is about going within. It's about being in. The answer is within, Capricorn. You need to go inside. You also have to be very careful of your internal dialogue. So this is also, you be aware and notice, are you criticizing yourself? Are you berating yourself in your head? Really take notice of your internal dialogue, and you may need to change that, right? You may need to change that, the way you're speaking in your head about yourself and perhaps others. So there's definite confusion and not knowing which way to go forward, but meditation is going to help you. And then you have the World card, right? And the World is about changing. It's about really making a fundamental change in your life. It's about going forward differently. If you want your life to be different, you have to do different things. And right now, there's a whole big change at play, and you will be supported by the universe in this change to do something completely different. It reminds me of that Monty Python's, and now for something completely different. And that's what it's like. You can do something totally different. You can change the trajectory of your life, and you will be supported, and it will feel an easy transition to go from one thing to another. It can be changing your careers. It can be changing where you live. It can be changing your job. It can be, changing. It could be embarking on your life purpose. Whatever this is for you, now you are being supported in doing this. Now, the next card out for you is the King of Cups. The King of Cups is this incredible leader. He's a deep well of emotions. But when the king, listen, he believes, even though he's very emotional, he believes he must remain stoic in order to be a good leader. And so he is at this point in his life where he has mastered his emotions. He is no longer ruled, his behavior is not dictated by his emotions. He doesn't react like he used to. He's got it all in check, darling. Underneath, he's like, but outwardly, he's the calm in the storm. He's got it down pat. He's arrived, darling. He's wise beyond his years. He's not going to react or respond from an emotional. He's not going to make decisions emotionally based. So when he comes into a reading, it's saying there may be stormy weather. Things may be going wrong. Lots of things may be kicking up these emotions in you, and we are going to have an emotional time. This is, major. There's lots of transformation going on. You have Pluto in your sign. You are going through a major transformation personally. And with all these conjunctions in your sign, they're getting to, they're slowly but surely moving out of your sign. So you are feeling this tumultuous energy. Things are breaking down. Relationships could be breaking down. Fundamental bricks of your life can be coming down. And you are being asked to remain the calm in the storm, because things are going to work out for you, Capricorn. Things are going to be better. I mean, it's a difficult time that you're going through, but things are going to change for you. And clarifying, the King of Cups is the Tower. The Tower is coming down, darling. It's like, things are changing. I actually love this card in this deck. It's so colorful and it's rumbling. Listen, the Tower comes in when something's got to go, when something's changing. Like you've got this change, the Temperance. You see, the thing is, things are really going to be good. But listen, a tower gets burnt down and then it gets rebuilt, right? Things change. The only guarantee in life is change. And listen, this reminds me of Uranus. It's coming in, it's shaking the ground, it's shaking everything. It's the status quo. It's coming in. Things need to change. Things need to move forward. This is lightning, and, something's got to be broken down so that it can grow back better, right? Because sometimes we need to break things down. This is usually a situation you could be, a relationship could have broken down, and it needs to, so you can learn from it. And then the next one's going to be amazing. It can be a job that's gone. And it feels terrible right now. There's no joke, the Tower doesn't feel great. But honestly, I always think of that thing when this comes in. It's like, everything's going to be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. But it will be. Things always work out, and always for the better when the Tower comes in. You've got to you're removing stuff. This could also be you going in and breaking everything down about you and bringing out the best that you can be, the 2.0 version of you. This is what we're being asked to do during this full moon. It's like, go within. What can you bring out? What can you change? What can you make better? What can you improve upon? How can you improve it, right? And so that might mean like breaking down the old paradigms or, things that you have in place right now. It's like destructuring it and rebuilding. So this is an opportunity to rebuild. Capricorn, thank you so much for tuning in. Please stay tuned for the astrological report directly after this. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Mwah! I love you all. And I'll see you on the other side, or in 2 weeks. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy that you decided to stay on and listen to the astrological report and what's happening in the celestial sky for this week and the week after, as next week I won't have time to do these readings. So we start off on Monday, the 9th of March, 2020. We have a super full moon in Virgo at 19 degrees, 1:47 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's if you're in New York. 3 hours behind on the West Coast and only 4 hours ahead in Europe this week. So they haven't changed their time yet. Now, a full moon, as most of you know, is when the sun and the moon are opposite each other. And it's actually the sun that illuminates the moon. When they're exactly opposite, the moon is completely full. And this is a super full moon, which means that the moon is very close to the Earth on its elliptical travels. And it is going to appear huge in the sky. It's going to be massive. It's a beautiful full moon, darling, and which means that it's very powerful. The effect, the magnetism from that and the effect on us and the planet is immense. It will definitely affect the tectonic plates on the planet, and it's going to affect us. Now, the moon is in Virgo and the sun is in the opposite sign of Pisces. Now, the moon is feminine. She's the mother. She's the divine feminine. She receives, right? She's receiving light from the sun. She's emotions. So it's all about feeling, right? But she is in Virgo. Now, before I go any further, she's at 19 degrees Virgo. Now, 19 degrees is very poignant, right? It really reduces down to number 1 in numerology. It's because 1 and 9 is 10, and 1 and 0 is 1. So the number 1 in numerology is about independence, individuality, determination, and authenticity, right? And the number 1 in the tarot is the magician. So this, the magician has one hand in the sky to the ethereal realm, to source, to, angels, to your guides, whatever you choose to call your deity or your belief system, and one hand on his table where there are 4 elements, and the 4 elements are all we need. So this is saying that you have everything you need to become or to do whatever you want to do. This is a very powerful new beginning, right? It's magical. Virgo is about analysis, and this full moon is in Virgo. It's about practical problem solving, right? She's an earth sign. Virgo is feminine. She's an earth sign. So she's pragmatic. Because she's feminine, she receives, right? Because feminine signs receive, masculine put out. She assesses situation, people, and things to work out how to make the best of whatever it is that she's assessing. She wants everything and everyone to be the best. She is quality control. So the best thing I can say, look, imagine that Virgo is a woman in September where the harvest is coming in and she's receiving the harvest, right? And she meticulously goes through that harvest. She takes out the best from the harvest, and then she organizes it. How is, so much say it's wheat and corn, right? So she's going through these strands of wheat and corn, and she is putting them in piles, some to make flour, some to make bread, some to make mead, alcohol. So she's putting all these piles and she's sorting it out so that she can best use it for the upcoming winter for everyone, right? So she is sorting through this information to make the best out of it. Now, Mercury, Virgo's ruling planet, is going to be going direct later on that day. Or the next day if you're in Europe and Asia. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. That's a side note for now. So the sun is in the opposite sign in Pisces, right? So this energy is very kind of intermingled. Now, On the positive side, Pisces is spiritual. It's meditation. It's introspective. It's connection with spirit, with the ethereal realm. It's dreamy and intuitive. It's sensitive to everybody's feelings, right? And this is especially so because it is right next to Neptune, and Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and Neptune is dreamy, it's visionary, it is a connection with spirit. You can use it as that. You can, write fantasy, fiction, poetry, the visual arts, anything artistic and creative is a really good way to channel this energy. It's also, on the downside, it's a little fuzzy. It's not quite clear what's reality, what's fantasy, what's the truth, what's delusion or an illusion. Because, if you're using it creatively, you can bring to life visualization. Visualization is really good during this time too. So if you can direct it, it's brilliant. But you can also go off the other way. You can be easily influenced. You can be deluded by people. So you have to be, meditation, darling. This is about introspection. So it's very, very powerful. And on one hand, you've got this very practical, woman who's receiving information and sorting it. And on the other hand, you've got this dreamy, visionary, you can lose time with Neptune too. So it's very hard to focus sometimes. So you have to kind of remember this. Now, this full moon, right, is about introspection. It's about going within. It's definitely a time to be quiet and to be reflective and to go inside and pull out the best qualities, because Virgo wants the best, right? So, and also the negative side of Virgo is criticism. So you've got to be careful, and also that's the best side, critical thinking, but criticism is the negative side, right? So you have to make sure that when you have to really pay attention to your internal dialogue. So if you're saying, oh, you're useless, you can't do that, this is no good, that's not a good thing. But if you can change that, you can change the energy of that by saying, oh, how can I do that better? What if I did this instead of that? And it's really about changing the internal language. You're talking about the same thing, but you are coming out of the problem and looking for a solution. You're opening up your mind to wonderful possibilities. And this is a wonderful time to do this. So reach within. Be introspective, be quiet, go within and pull out your best qualities, your star qualities. What is the best that you can be? What can you pull out and become? Where do you need improvement? You can say, instead of, oh my God, I'm useless, I can't do that. It's like, where can I improve upon this? Because the possibilities are endless, right? Now, another reason that this is a powerful full moon is that it is in harmony. It's got this beautiful harmonious relationship at the same time with Mars, the planet of action, right? Get up and go and start something new. And Jupiter, the planet of abundance and good fortune. And Pluto, the planet of transformation. So this is a transformative time for the better. So it can start off a little fuzzy, a little confusing perhaps, because Neptune is involved, but it's ultimately going to turn out well, particularly if you go inside. And this is, look, Jupiter, Mars, and Pluto are all in Capricorn. And Capricorn is ambitious. It's industry, right? It is, hard work. It's goal orientated. Look, this is a very industrious full moon. I would say kind of hold off. It's like make the plans, go within, figure out what's going to work, and then come out guns a-blazing. And Mercury, don't forget, goes direct that night. Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, so it's going direct that night. So, go inside, figure all this stuff out, sort through all the information that you're receiving that's within, and then get up. Nothing will be able to stop you, darling, when you start on your plans, your goals. Set your goals and get out there and achieve them. So this is a very exciting day on Monday. Now, not a lot is going on for the rest of the week. A couple of minor aspects that aren't worth really mentioning. However, and that's why I kind of also wanted to skip to the second week and do it all in one, because Monday on March the 16th, 2020 at 3:43 a.m. Mercury moves back into Pisces. So you've got this energy being kicked up again right now. It already was in Pisces, and when it went retrograde, it went into Aquarius, and now it's going back into Pisces because it's direct and it's picking up speed, right? So more creativity, writing music, creative writing, fantasy writing, visual arts, enjoying museums and appreciating the beauty in everything. Now, Tuesday, March the 17th, it is St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. And please drink responsibly. Now, Thursday, March the 19th, 2020, at 11:50 p.m. It's at the end of the day. The sun enters Aries. This is the spring equinox. This is really spring has sprung, darling. Aries is a cardinal sign. We're going to get up. We're going to feel energized. It's brilliant. Now, listen. The equinox is when daylight conquers the night, and it is time to spring into action. Spring has sprung. Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. It is the start. Aries is the fearless warrior. He will jump into action for the sheer thrill of it. His anger and rage is unparalleled, right? And he can be a bit impulsive and impatient. And his fuse is a bit short, but he blows up and the fire goes out. So he lets go pretty quickly. So this is a time to take action. And, with Mercury going direct, it's like we're off to the races. You better plan everything now so that you can spring into action next week. Now, on Friday, March the 20th, 2020, Mars is conjunct Jupiter, which means they come together. And when they're together, you can barely tell one from the other, right? Their energies meld. They become one. Now, Mars is the ruler of Aries, right? So it's cozying up. Mars is the warrior, right? Get up and go. And Mars also rules sexuality and libido. And it is cozying up to Jupiter, the planet of good fortune, bigger, better, more, and abundance, right? So energy is really out of the ballpark. It's like, get up and go. You want to do everything and perhaps everyone. It's like, passion, your libido is high. Everyone's, it's spring, darling. And then to have this, it's like a double indemnity. All the animals and everybody is procreating or attempting to procreate. They're definitely getting together. So this is really a great time to start anything that requires physical stamina and energy. So, you can be building something, or it's sports perhaps. This is brilliant for anything, running a marathon, anything that requires a lot of energy and stamina. Now, just be mindful not to overdo it, because Jupiter's bigger, better, more, right? So you have to know your limitations. You have to kind of rein it in a bit. Now, on another note, new love interests are likely under this influence because of your magnetism and charisma and your sexual, sexy energy. It's all going to be out there, and everybody's going to be, it's going to be fun. Oh dear, another baby boomer thing. Anyway, somebody stop me. Now, on Saturday, March the 21st, 2020, Saturn moves into Aquarius. New rules of engagement may be required. Saturn is he's the old man, right? And according to Greek mythology, the water bearer, the symbol of Aquarius, was a young man named Ganymede. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but anyway, he was the object of Zeus's affections, and he would go around bringing H2O, water, to all the gods in exchange for eternal youth, right? So you have this youth, this young kind of outside the box, innovative, individual, a unique, a little quirky energy mixed with the old wise man Saturn. It's like push, pull, push, pull. So you have youth, combined with this old adult, and anything is possible, because this means a whole new set of engagement rules, kind of thing, new ways of living with each other, perhaps, right? In community, because Aquarius is about community, it's about unity. So, and perhaps new ways of traveling. So, listen, it could be this is a major shift in energy as Saturn moves into Aquarius, from Capricorn into Aquarius and backwards. And it's going to do a little dance for a while, right? As it goes retrograde as well. So, look, it could be that, everyone could have like live-in rooms and share the kitchen and the bathrooms, and perhaps buildings will get higher. This is an air sign, so we could build up. I mean, there's lots of different ways of looking at this, but I think very innovative ways of living will become the norm, I think. So there's going to be major changes in those areas. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. I just wanted to remind you that this is a membered supported channel. So there are a few ways that you can support me. Of course, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing is a brilliant way to support me. I really appreciate that. But you can also check out Patreon. Click on this link. My Patreon page, I post things there. I don't post anywhere else. And you can support me for as little as $1 a month. That's $12 a year. Not a lot for you, but it's huge. Imagine if all my subscribers gave me $1 a month. That would be amazing. I'd be able to get so much done. I wouldn't have to work on the side. And listen, I now have a membership to my channel, so you can press the join button. You're not beholden to join, but you can see what's offered there. And we have a member kind of section where we can hang out, and I plan to do videos just for my members. But I've just got the membership, so check it out. And hopefully that will build out. I think the smallest membership is $1.99. So that would be lovely if you could do that. And if not, that's cool too. No no pressure. I want to thank you all, and I want to thank my patrons and my members. I really appreciate you. You are helping me do the thing that I love the most, which is to help and inspire others. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for that. And guys, I love you all. Mwah! And I'll see you in 2 weeks.